Good evening. This is 5 Minutes with David. And I was asking Jesus earlier what he would have me talk about this evening and this past week, as well as probably all the rest of them. But this past week, there's been a lot of resistance surfacing, a lot of resistance to Jesus, to love, really, to blocking, not opening my heart to love. And it's really showing up in not wanting to hear his voice. And as we've been digging deep down to look, the desire was shown to have heavy resentment and even hatred towards Jesus. And, Kay has said multiple times here that in order to really experience the love of God, I first have to see how much I don't want it. And I saw that a year ago when I was here, but I knew I was leaving. And I've come back, and now I know that I'm here and I'm staying. And I can see that the ego is really, really putting up a battle. But I'm experiencing, especially this week, how important it is, and I've heard this so many times, just to turn into the ego and say no to it. And it's like I'm starting to feel like I want to do this now. I had an assignment that was given me this week to do some social media, and that's just not one of my favorite things. Probably one of my least favorite, and I've always resisted it. And when it was given me in the morning, I just said no way, and I let it sit and boil half the day, and then finally I said, you know what? I can turn into this with Jesus. I can do this. And I did. And I followed the assignment. And when it was complete, I just felt light about it. I had a happiness in me that I hadn't felt before about social media. So I'm just seeing the value and the critical nature of having that willingness to turn in. And I'm joining with my mighties, and I'm just grateful to have mighties here at the center. And it's just so much more powerful to look at the desires with my brothers and with Jesus. And I'm seeing now how they're starting to be lifted away. And it can be done. I don't have to be afraid of it. It's just there's been so much digging and looking at how much I don't want the love of God. I don't want what I already am. Not only do I not want it, I have rage toward it. And it's okay. It's all right because I'm willing to see it. I'm willing to admit it. I'm willing to let Jesus give me his interpretation. And I'm willing to look at the desire straight head on and let all of the energy come out of it and just let it fade away like dust. And it's working. It's definitely helping. So I'm not giving myself grief anymore about it. I'm not judging myself. I'm not willing to accept guilt about not getting it right. I'm just choosing to start to turn in and look. And look is, quickly, like, instead of stewing on it for a couple days, I'm choosing now to jump into it and look at it and diffuse it. It may not be immediately, it might be an hour or two, but oftentimes it's like, I need to look at this right now. And the load is lifted. The pain, the stress, the tension is lifted and released. So, yeah, and here's Jesus right behind me on the wall and sitting on the couch over my shoulder. I know He's the way. I know He's the way. And that everything He has said to me over the past how many years has been true. I was just never willing to listen to it. I'm ready to start hearing it now, and I'm ready to start hearing the truth. And I'm ready to do whatever it takes to get to the bottom of the love that I already have inside of me, all the love of the Father, which is all of my own love. Yeah, innocence. That's been a big one. Rage and resentment towards my own innocence. He's told me, he says that you're more willing to see the innocence in young kids than you are in yourself. And I'm grateful for my mighties here helping me see all this, standing into it with me, helping me hear the voice, and continued on the path. So, yeah, this is my mission, first and foremost, to release and let go of all of the resentment, anger, hatred, and rage I have towards Jesus, because He's my symbol of love, and that's all it is. It's resistance and resentment against love. And He's the ultimate symbol, and it's the only reason I have the resentment towards Him. And I'm working on letting it go. And it's working, it's happening. And for this, I'm grateful. Thank you.